Hey guys, K15 back out with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. And we got another solid episode of One Piece where the ending part, obviously, we have to have like flame animation because, yeah, let's have flame animation and everything. But yeah, I'm also really I'm gonna have to find some time to talk about the manga because the manga has been going batshit crazy as of late. But let's talk about the anime. This episode, it really covers more Yamato versus Kaido, and finally Luffy getting back to the top of Onigashima. But yeah, so this episode was kind of this, that, and this. So so first things first, we pick up the episode where, you know, obviously Luffy's trying to tell Momosuke, hey, you need to fly. Didn't you freaking grow older for all of this? Remember, Shinobu did say, like, well, just because I'm aging you up, you're still gonna have like your childlike, you know, self. You're still gonna be like your childlike self. Your body just is gonna look older. So, in a way, it's like, how about this? Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super with, Pilaf, Shu, and Mai. Probably best comparison, Mai. We know Mai is a lot older than the way she looks like right now in the series. Where she looks like right now in the series, she's a teenager. That's if you read the manga of Dragon Ball Super. If you don't watch the anime, if you don't read the manga and you don't know what the hell's going on, well then, sorry, I just spoiled something for you. But yes, Mai is a teenager right now. So yeah, but we know with Mai, realistically, she's a lot older than the way she looks. The same thing is applying with Momosuke. He is definitely a lot older, but he still has the mind of a child, as if he was only 8 years old. So Momosuke is afraid of heights and everything, and Luffy's like, come on, man, don't you want to beat Kaido? Don't you want to save your country? Right now, I don't need your sissy crap. Anyways, we cut over to the fight with Yamato and Kaido, and they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And pretty much Kaido's starting to get a little bit fed up with, he's starting to get a little bit fed up with Yamato. Again, their fight and the fight animation between them, it did look good. You know, not only what we got last week, but even at the end of this week's episode, and then some bits and pieces in the middle of this week's episode. But Kaido's practically saying, like, you're acting like one of them, challenging me for the land of Wano. You're making a damn grave mistake that you're doing that. And obviously Yamato, she's replying back saying, well, look, fool, this isn't how I feel. I'm doing what I can for the people of the country because your oppression is just too much to bear, and everything. And Kaido's like, please, Yamato, you don't make any sense. You're fighting on the behalf of the land of the Wano, yet none of the samurai are your allies in all of this. If anything, they would probably look at you as a villain. And Kaido's trying to say, like, please, you got nothing backing you. You have no allies, and of course, well, you know, what's your typical thing in this series? You gotta hit the, you ain't got no friends line. So Kaido tells his daughter, or his son, that you have no friends. You never had, and you never will. And that's when Yamato pretty much responds by saying, well, I do have friends. But then she later corrects herself later in, after we get like the flashback moments, saying, well, I did have friends. And that's when Kaido's like, yes, you did have friends. So, in other words, the friend she was obviously referencing was obviously Ace when Ace showed up to Wano, and they had their little thing going on Onigashima. You know, she remembers the moments between those things. She remembers those moments. She remembers the moments of the samurai in the little prison area that they were in together. Those were people that she considers her friends. And then we get more flashback of Yamato's child life. This probably had to take place sometime after the whole samurai incident, when she was finally free for the time being, I guess, being able to run around the castle. We found out that there was this one beast pirate member that actually did feel a little bit bad for her, and actually in a way kind of comforted her and washed over her. Like, well, you would think somebody from Kaido's crew would look over, well, Kaido's daughter. And there was a part where she was hungry, and this One Piece pirate member's like, here you go, ogre princess, take my food, you know, just make it fast before anybody sees. So you get more cutesy, adorable Yamato kid moments right then and there, and you just really feel for this kid because she must have had lived in a fucking hellhole for the like next 20 years of her life, dude. To be under Kaido's oppression, where Kaido just doesn't seem to pay attention, doesn't seem to give her the time of day to understand where she's coming from and have and invest in what she would like to do. You just kind of have this father that's kind of oppressive to her, being very unparent-like and being rude. And then in the same flashback, we get a cut over to that same Beast Pirate member hanging like on some sort of thing, and he's just dead, bleeding out practically. So he must have been beat to death. And you have these other two Beast Pirates like, wait, what the hell happened to this guy? And they're like, oh yeah, you didn't hear? Oh well, this guy apparently was helping out the ogre princess and everything, giving her food, and heck, he even gave her a blanket because she was cold. You know, and guess what? Kaido took care of it. And kind of hits, man, because it's like whatever person or friend or really whatever person Yamato tried to befriend, and whatever person showed Yamato like kindness and compassion, well then they would pay for it. So it was kind of like a threat for any other Beast Pirate members from Kaido, like, hey, you try to mess with my daughter or, you know, slash son, whatever you want to call Yamato, man or woman, I don't care. What is it? You will die. And that's kind of like a display type of thing of like, do not help out that problem child of mine. Which goes to show you how effed up Kaido is, because you would think like, well, if you have a kid in a pirate crew, well, you would think in some cases some members of that pirate crew would actually look after the kid and say, oh hey, I'll take care of it, captain, you know, I'll handle her. But we know that Kaido wanted to control her life, and even Kaido says, you know, after Yamato says like, no, yeah, they died, and they died by your hands. Now, I'll say, well, I don't know. With the exception of Ace, Ace didn't really die by your hand. Died by Kaido's hands. Ace kind of died by Blackbeard's hands, and then Akainu's hands as well. But the samurai and that one Beast Pirate friend you made, yeah, that was definitely Kaido that killed them. And Kaido's just like, yeah, I killed them because they mess with the indoctrination of my freaking child. Which pretty much says like, yeah, not for them. You would be a different character. You would be a different person than you are today, trying to rebel against me and everything. So that's kind of the thing there. We cut back to Luffy and Momonosuke. Eventually, Momonosuke starts flying up. And we see how, well, he's not really flying, but he's using those clouds to fly, to get up into the air. Now the only thing is, he's closing his eyes with the entire thing, so Luffy is literally directing him. He's like, no, go left, Momonosuke! And then he goes left and everything, but he then crashes into Onigashima, only to like go through like all the areas that some of the major fights are going on right now. And everybody sees that Luffy's still up. They're like, Luffy, what the hell is that? And then, you know, Beast Pirate members like, wait, Kaido, what are you doing? They're like, that's not Kaido, that's a pink dragon, that's something different. So yeah, eventually Momonosuke gets to the top. He's, you know, one of the funniest scenes was when it interrupts. Big Mom and Law and Kids Fight are interrupted. Momonosuke goes through, and Big Mom's like, Kaido, what the hell are you doing? So, yeah, that was absolutely hilarious, and everything. Now, eventually, while this is going on, Yamato and Kaido's fight is still going on, and they're back into their base state, so they're not in their hybrid forms anymore. Kaido's back in his main human-like form, Yamato's back in her main human form. And, you know, they hear all this rumbling going on. Kaido's just looking down, he's like, the hell is going on down there? Is that Lin that's doing that? Frick. I guess I'll have to rebuild the castle after this shit is done with. Alright, fine. But all of a sudden, we have, you know, the thing, we have, what is it? Yeah, Momonosuke finally get there. Luffy finally tells him to open up his eyes. He opens up his eyes, I guess, for now, or he opens up his eyes, but the reason why he said his eyes were closed because things were getting in his eyes. I'm like, come on, dude, what the hell? But that's when we see, what is it? Luffy tells Momonosuke to start charging down. Thing is, Luffy transforms into Gear 4 Snakeman this time. Yamato, she's charging up for this attack, and she's about to fire it up, and in this meantime, Luffy is doing a Gumu Gumu no Jet Culverine. Animation was absolutely wild. Animation was absolutely wild for this scene. I literally forgot that he went Snakeman at that point. But he goes Snakeman. Yamato fires off this attack, this long range attack. It was like Ice Serpent something. At first I thought, oh, okay, Ice Serpent. Maybe Luffy uses a King Cobra. No, he doesn't. But you know, their attacks pretty much fuse with one another, and it hits Kaido really hard, and that's where the episode ends. So we're left off on a cliffhanger. Luffy's back. It seems like Luffy will get his fourth chance at trying to defeat Kaido, because you remember he's lost the 3 other times, so this will be Luffy attempt number 4. Typically you would think this would be the time that Luffy finally is going to be able to beat him and defeat him, because obviously Luffy has to win if they're going to save Wano. So yeah, but solid episode. You know, nothing really too big happened outside that last moment of animation. But, you know, we're kind of moving along. We really haven't hit the exciting stuff. I know what to expect, but we haven't hit the legit exciting shit. I'm waiting for the exciting shit to happen. And everything. So, yeah, but if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content or any other anime content I upload to the channel and things like that. But till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or now watching this video. Peace.